everybody. Welcome to Toad TV. We are the Crafty Toads, your hosts. I am Mary Beth. You can find me everywhere as
You may call me.
You may call me and find me everywhere as Mary Beth 494.
And I'm Helen, and you can find me as Helen HG69.
We are the creative hands and minds behind Toad Hollow, which makes yarn. We dye yarns and make project.
We dyed the yarns.
Oh my god!
It's 150 degrees. As you can tell from
My brain has glowed its way right out of my head.
we are glowing a little bit. It's a nice healthy glow.
Yeah. And I was just running around getting treats for the guys and everything getting ready. And then I come and sit down and Helen starts it right away. It's like, wait a minute. I need to get centered.
Remember, you know how I had the hat over my head last episode?
Okay. So, welcome to our little space of the woods well, not the woods. We are coming to you from Long Beach Island, New Jersey, and yeah, that's it. That's all I got.
Drew just totally blew your focus. We have two dogs, Spike and Drusilla. They will probably make their presence known fairly quickly.
Yeah, she
The
just
bride
burped.
Did she? I thought that was you moving your cup.
No, that was her burping.
Drusilla, rude.
Rude, very rude.
Dude, that is your brother, not you. You're a lady. No burping.
Spike is a teenage boy, and he just burps his love for everybody by that. I am having cranberry tea, which you wouldn't think in this weather, but
We're putting honey in for antibiotics.
yeah. Okay, so last episode we talked about ninja mosquitoes. I am here to tell you there are no such things as ninja mosquitoes. God bless you. Ninja mosquitoes is translated to poison ivy, and we are both covered with poison ivy. And it itches like you would not believe.
And the heat does not help it.
So I am drinking tea with honey, trying to get some antibiotics into me, and take my mind
honey
off
is
the fact that
an
I
agent
am
antibiotic.
just like,
And rather than put honey on our bodies, we've decided to ingest it.
I've already slathered myself with a paste of baking soda. Why not add some honey on top of it? That won't
It'll
attract
keep it. It'll stop
flies.
it.
Okay, so the mosquitoes or the poison ivy won't go anywhere,
Right.
but the mosquitoes and the flies will have a field day on it.
And
Not to
bees,
mention
you know?
like ants and
Right.
stuff. So,
We also have a west breeze coming, so it's very buggy.
okay.
Once you get the west breeze from the bay, that brings in the bugs. So
However,
a wind shift, but it's all part of,
Living
guess
on
what?
the beach.
It's August in New Jersey, and it's hot and humid.
Right.
Newsflash.
yeah, right. And we're living on the beach.
Yes.
So, well, not directly on the beach, but close to the beach.
And we are so much better off than everybody else in the state because at least we get an ocean breeze.
Yes. We are not complaining. We love where we are. Absolutely love it. Poison ivy and all. All right. This is my third sister. Sister number 3 is texting us because she is helping us with our ailments.
She's a certified nurse, and
We are
she does
availing
not
ourselves to.
approve of the honey method. And there's a couple texts that I sent her may have rolled her eyes way back in her head.
Okay, so I don't know if you guys saw something. It was on. I don't think it was Saturday Night Live, but it was Tracy Ullman doing Angela Merkel. If you Google Tracy Ullman doing Angela Merkel,
Who is the Prime Minister of Germany?
right. It was hysterical. just I will
Google
leave it for you
yeah.
to go see it if that's your type of thing. I found it hysterically funny. So, we are primarily a knitting and crocheting and sewing podcast. We also love to read, and we are doing a book club with Ray and Jake from Dog Star Knits this month, and I would just like to say the yarn is all dyed. Everybody who ordered the book club, we are waiting for the pieces, the extras to come in. So what we are doing is we are sending out the yarn. If you got the extras, they will be coming in a separate package because
we're kind of upset about it, but we want to get you the yarn so you can start knitting with it.
right. And also we ordered it from faraway places and
it's
taking a little bit of time to get here. So
I think we need to move you more into the frame.
Okay.
Move me out.
better? Okay, so what we're gonna do as I lean out is we're going to be sending out the yarn today. It's going out today in the mail. So anybody who got the book club, you are going to be getting your yarn very shortly. And then the extras, if you got the extras, they will be coming in a separate package as soon as we get them. So that's the book club. We are going to be, Jake and Ray from Dog Star Knits Makecast did a video for the first 4 chapters of the Night Circus. We are going to be doing our rebuttal to their first 4 chapters. Actually, not our rebuttal, our take. Our take on it. We are going to be doing that, but we will do that at the end after the knitting, so that if there is anybody who's not interested in that, we can have you can just stop after the knitting.
Yeah.
And
go watch Jake and Ray first before us.
Okay. Well, we're not going to really do anything.
No. I mean, the fun part is Jake has never read the book, so his take is going to be different than ours.
Right.
Because we've read the book, and hindsight is.
And I do want to say we do not have a ton of knitting today because both of us have been working on larger projects that just, it's hard to see the difference. Yeah. So we will mention them, but. Okay, I have a finished object. What? You've lost yours. You got it? Okay. I have a finished object. I finished my socks. I finished my socks. These are made out of biscotti yarn in something with my sister. It's on my Ravelry page. I can find it. Anyway, I did a vanilla sock where I did a toe up. It was my first time doing a toe up. I will speak on that in a moment. And I did my foot. I did a garter, 2 at a time, shirt row heel that I got from Knit Pearl Hunter. Then I did.
Excuse me. A couple people did ask about the garter heel on our last episode, and it is, if you go to YouTube and do Knit Pearl Hunter garter heel, it'll come right up. It's a 2-part videos, but it's very easy.
Oh, and she's really, really good.
And she's got lots of other tutorials. So.
Yeah. And then I did a 2x2 rib going all the way up. Then I cast off, and then I couldn't get them on my feet. I couldn't get them on my leg. So, this is my problem with toe-up socks, the casting off. I went and found the Jenny's super stretchy bind off, and I can now get it off. However, I don't like the cast-off edge as much, and
I don't like the ruffle look.
Yeah,
it's much neater when you cast it on and go cuff down.
Right.
I mean, I understand the thought process that you can, if you do your foot first, then you can just go till you run out of yarn kind of deal.
That is what I planned to do with this, and then I got bored.
Also, we got mad at the yarn.
I decided that I was going to cast it off. This is a very, very soft, very squishy yarn that felt like you wouldn't believe.
I think we would have been much better off on this, both of ours with our biscotti yarns, if we had split the ball.
Yeah.
To do 2 at a time. I think having the 2 strands coming up next to each other and twisting and the humidity and all factors.
It kept felting.
Yeah.
So
I do not want to totally denigrate the yarn. I don't want to turn people off the yarn.
This yarn is so beautiful.
Yeah.
However, yeah, I do think if I had done it as, instead of taking from the outside and the inside and doing that together, if I had done it, because also it's very difficult to untangle when you're doing the outside and the inside. If you have 2 different balls that you can then pull apart and twist away and untwist that way, that is a lot easier. So here you go.
And if you have a nifty bag where you can run your yarn up on either side.
It is not only this yarn, because my Fairy Light socks that I showed on the last podcast got so tangled that I actually had to cut the yarn because I could not untangle it. And that was our yarn. That wasn't her yarn. That was a completely different yarn. I had to actually cut it and splice in a different color yarn, which actually I love now.
Right.
But I had to splice in a different color yarn because it had gotten so tangled that I could not untangle it while it was attached to the socks. And I didn't think of doing winding 2 balls. All I could think of was if I wound 1 ball, I would have to finish them 1 at a time, and I really like knitting 2 at a time socks, and you couldn't get the inside and the outside, and I never even occurred to me to wind 2 different balls.
So I think that is like the nature of the beast with 2 at a time socks, and some yarns are going to felt.
Right.
Also, we were having issues with our ball winder, and so there were just a lot of contributing factors.
The perfect storm.
Right. But I think 2 at a time socks. Maybe what I'll do next time is do
Why
the 2 separate
different?
balls, because then you can, it's just so much easier to
Yeah.
untangle.
I really, really love doing them 2 at a time because when you're done, you're done.
Yeah.
And I don't have to think about, oh. And I don't think while I'm knitting them, it's taking twice as long. I don't think that at all.
No,
so
because
that
we
when you're
don't-
done.
We're not sock knitters, so that we don't whip socks out
Right.
constantly, and we're not knitting
I
for
get
other people.
one pair done a year. It's a
Right.
good thing. So, I love them. I really, really love them. I love the yarn. I have yarn left over. I actually have enough yarn left over to do another pair of socks. The same size, because
Yeah.
I have 50 grams of the yarn. So rather than put it in our box of yarn ends that we, make into fairy cakes and things like that, or put into blankets, I put it back into my sock yarn so that I can do another pair if I want. I love them. But I think I may do that. Just twist off 2 balls. Okay. Would you like to show what you're working on? Because my whip ties in with the book club, so that
Sure.
I will show it before we do that.
I am knitting on, it's the Hyde Park Hat by Tristan Molina, who is Dragon Horde Yarns. And I am doing it in our Care Paravel color with our cobweb mohair.
Okay, just imagine that.
Yeah.
Now wait. You guys are all going to want to do this.
And I have just a couple more rows before I start my decreases. Look
Look how well the cables are showing up on the camera. Oh, that is so beautiful.
Okay. So
Here, can you?
I have double
Hold this a second.
silk content because
I am just going to twist it so that you can see there are bobbles too. So there's a line of bobbles going up, and then there's cable. Oh, it's so pretty.
it
Okay, go
is.
ahead.
And then there's she's got a left twist stitch right here.
Brief interlude for dogs because we were being invaded. Don't know whether you know that or not. Anyway, go ahead.
Drew's looking at us like, "You're safe, aren't you?"
Yeah.
No, don't do that.
Okay, you ready?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
I love you, hon, but you can't do that.
I'll hold these.
Okay.
Right, you go ahead and do your thing.
Okay. So there's a twist stitch bordering either all, God, what am I trying to say? Bordering the decorative portions, I guess, the cable and the bobble.
So you do the twist stitch, and then you know you're going into a cable or a bobble section.
Right, exactly.
Okay.
So it's so beautiful.
It really is.
This is my first time using our hairy toad. Look at that. Look at the halo on that.
Such a fuzzy halo.
The yarn, the Care Paravel yarn is our silky toad. So that's got 20% silk. The hairy toad has 20% silk. This is the softest, most delicious
Fuzziest.
in the world. Oh my goodness.
It is also an expensive hat.
Oh, well, it is an expensive hat.
But,
I mean,
okay,
well, it's a
so
$60.
wait.
It's a $60 hat.
No, because you are going to get at least 2 hats out of that.
I don't know. I'll have to weigh it.
I really think
Yeah.
you've got.
So you would hope because it's fingering weight.
Yeah.
Um,
Please.
but yeah. But look, it is so worth it.
It's beautiful.
And what I love is the cobweb hairy toad. It has little bits of yellow in it, which you can't really, you can kind of see in the ball. And every so often, you get just, I don't know whether you can see that. Just
You
a
can.
little bit of yellow there. So it's just, oh, here's one in the cable. So it's so cool that the coloring from the hairy toad
Shows
up
up a
as
little bit.
well. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Ah,
I am so thrilled with it. And it's no problem holding the double strand. I'm not running into any problems. They're not twisting.
cool.
Just piece of cake. So
It is beautiful.
I love it.
I'm gonna need to make one.
And we have pom-poms coming.
That's right. Is that where we're picking up today?
Yeah.
At the post office?
Yeah.
We ordered
Stupid
pom-poms.
post office.
We ordered pom-poms. We have to go to the post office to get them.
That
Well,
is
that's what we're gonna do. Helen's going to edit the podcast as we go
Yeah.
get our pom-poms.
We have to go to Walmart.
It will be okay. We will go in and out quickly and get birdseed for the birds.
Yeah.
We put out birdseed in the backyard.
Pulled off stitches. Sorry. You talk.
Okay. We put out birdseed in the backyard finally, and our cardinals have started to come. We have a female cardinal and a male cardinal, just one of each. But we're hoping that they're going to be coming with lots and lots of them because we love having cardinals around. And
And the finches and the wrens and the sparrows are having a ball in the front yard.
they love the front yard. We figured that the cardinals may not like being that close
Yeah.
to the sidewalk because we are on a corner and it is busy. We're right by the beach access, so we get a lot of people coming in and parking and
And our bird feeders,
walking and
like right
everything.
on the sidewalk. So.
Yeah, so we have put this stuff out in the backyard, and we are hoping that lots and lots of birds are going to come back there because I want them to eat all the bugs too.
And we found that out in Keyport too.
Yeah,
As soon as we put the bird feeder in the back, we got the cardinals. So
fingers crossed.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed.
we just
Okay.
need our blue jays. I guess the blue jays don't come to the island.
I don't know. We'll have to wait and
Yeah.
see. They may be more fall. All right. I have one thing that I am working on. My other thing that I'm working on is a blanket. It's a granny square blanket that I'm doing out of cotton. And I do that in the morning. And I just, you can't really see the difference. I mean, you
Yeah,
can
I've
see a
been
little
working
bit,
on my
but
scrappy blanket, which God, I love it so much.
if I did it, it would just be kind of boring.
Yeah, and mine's so big now that I've been working on it all week, and I've done 2 whole rows. Woo.
Really?
Yeah, that's it.
Well, I've gotten quite a few rows, but I'm working with cotton and a bigger hook,
Yeah.
so. All right, my project that I am working on is the Gradient Band Cowl by Joji Locatelli. This is part of the book club. If you opted to get the pattern, you will be getting that with your yarn. And this is where I am so far. That's the front, okay. So this is how far I've gotten.
It's gonna be so pretty.
The color is Tsukiko's Cloak.
Look at the green. I love it.
That is based on a character from the Night Circus.
Spike. Rude.
Lot of garter stitch. And then you do a line, 2 lines of lace, and then you go into more garter stitch.
It's been very warm recently, and I'm not complaining. I'm just saying it's warm. And this is like our first summer in a very long time where we haven't had air conditioning. Also,
air conditioning.
yeah, there are times where I really miss air conditioning.
I like the fresh air, but I do miss air conditioning.
Today
sometimes.
I miss air conditioning. However, I have found that the
Potato chip.
the potato chip knitting becomes more tedious just because knitting is a little tedious when it's hot.
Yeah.
I love to do it. I'm not stopping doing it, and I'm not sitting there going, oh my God, I'm knitting.
I have to knit.
Oh God, if this yarn just touches me, I'm going to die. I had a blanket on my lap this morning. Wool is a natural fiber, so it breathes. But I'm just finding it more tedious. The potato chippy, I'm just like, I don't want to do that.
No.
And I'm attributing it to the heat and maybe something totally different.
No, I can
Because
see
usually
that.
I push my way through and and you know what part of it is too? I think with the humidity and everything, the stitches don't fly as fast.
Yeah.
So that when I'm doing potato chippy knitting, I'm doing it quickly. And I think that I may have just hit on it. It's just the stitches are dragging so that you're kind of dragging and it's taking you longer. Sorry, my dog is licking my leg. So that it's like that's dragging, the heat's dragging, so
Yeah.
I kind of think that's why.
And if you have something that's really interesting that you're knitting, it's a little bit easier.
Yeah, because it's going slowly because you're focusing and
Right.
changing stitches and.
I do like it. I like the way it's draping.
Oh my God, I love the way it's draping, and it's going to be so gorgeous.
Yeah.
So much
I am
better.
doing it on
8s, I think, right?
Did I? No, 7s.
Seven.
I had to get the 7s.
Okay.
So I am doing it on a 7. I tried it on an 8 because I usually go up 2
That's right.
sizes with my needles because I'm a tight knitter. So I like it. I've started doing it 2 sizes larger. However, the one that I did on an 8 was too holy. It was too big in between the stitches. So this one I like. What we are going to do is you do the purple until you run out of yarn, and then you start adding colors with the minis that are part of the mini kit that comes with the yarn. So we have 5 minis that are going to be put in stripes against the purple.
It's gonna be so pretty and so full.
Yeah, it's gonna be really, really nice. I am doing, it was perfect the other night because we were watching
Avengers.
the Avengers Infinity War, and I wanted to pay attention to what was going on, so doing this in the background was really a lot. It was perfect. But other than that, I think, oh, look, I get to do garter again. So I do have another one that I'm working on, my roulotte shawl, which does have garter. However, I am...
Were you switching stitches or colors last week?
No, I wasn't switching yet, but I'm getting really close.
Okay.
So that I have that to look forward to. With this, I still have probably half a ball of yarn to get through before I get to switch into different colors. And I've got all that to do.
Maybe you switch it up and put the colors in.
I talked about doing that, but then I thought,
Do the pattern.
do the pattern the way... Oh, I guess I could just throw it in, right? And then finish up with the purple at the other end?
What you could do is you could do halfway through, because you're going to have to graft it together at some point.
Right.
So if you get halfway through the ball, then add the colors, and then you go the second half of the ball so that you're grafting that way.
Well, it doesn't really matter because...
Well, you're breaking up your garter monotony.
No. What I'm saying is it doesn't have to be half the ball. I could do it at any time. Just finish the pattern count,
Yeah.
and then do it because since you're putting together the purple's all going to be together.
Yeah.
So that it
So if
doesn't
you do it at
matter
the end, yeah.
60, 40, 20, 80, 50,
So when you're
50.
just
it doesn't
like,
matter.
I'm
cannot
not
do
gonna,
purple one
knit
more
on
second.
this because I'm bored with it, then
Yeah.
you just go to a color.
Maybe I'll do that.
But try and get at least halfway so that you're not running into the same problem. And you shorten your cowl because you're just like, I'm done.
Right. I think I may do that. Stay tuned.
What was I say?
Okay. All right. So all part of the night circus.
Yes.
So we are ready to start talking about the book, right?
Yes, we are.
Okay. Very quickly, I mentioned that we watched the Avengers Infinity War. What else have we been watching? We have been watching really not much, right? There's the Great British Bake Off on PBS. So we've been watching
we
that.
just finished
Love
up
that.
Food Network Star and totally disagreed with the choice.
Right. So that. And then,
Hey, that's my knitting.
Drusilla is really excited to have somebody play with her, so she's going to take the knitting.
She's grabbing my project bag.
I think the
She
big
never
thing,
and she never does that.
yeah, the big thing is we've been listening to books on tape. I finally listened to Gone Girl, and I really liked it a lot.
I'm about halfway through now.
Helen's listening to it now. And then when I did, excuse me,
Spike is getting literally as close to me as he possibly can. The tripod is in his way in his quest, so
anyway,
I apologize for jerk face.
we, when I finished Gone Girl, I was looking for something, and I keep running across David Baldacci. I've never read him, but I was looking for something, a book on tape, and he kept coming up. So I said, okay, there's a series with the character Amos Decker, and the first one's available. So I will download it and listen to it.
We do this through our library card.
Yeah.
So the Libby app.
I think it took me a day and a half to listen to that book.
Yeah.
I did not want to turn it off. I was so totally
We listen while we work, so.
wrapped up in it. So it's the first one is Memory Man by David Baldacci. It was so good. So good. There's some things you have to get over. I'm going to say violence. There is violence. So just know that going in. There is some sexual violence in it. So know that going in. If these are triggers for anybody, this is not the book for you. However, it is a really good mystery and a really good, well-written
And
story.
well narrated.
Yeah, oh my god, I like the narrator so much. And then I am now doing the second one in the series. I like it very much as well. Different narrator. I like the first narrator better, but I am still enjoying this really very much. And I am reading the third one.
Okay.
So
you can obviously take them out of order.
Yes. It's kind of like any mystery where you have
The one protagonist.
the one protagonist who's like a police detective type of thing, and the different things that go with him, you know, different mysteries that he takes on. The first one gives you the full backstory of him. The second and third touch on it briefly so that you know what's going on with him. But yeah, no, I am immersing myself completely in David Baldacci.
Okay.
I'm really, really liking this series. So, okay, you.
I did a reunion of Ghosts, and I do not remember who the author is. But that is a group of sisters who
Stop.
have secrets in their past, and they live in New York, and it's kind of essentially, without giving anything away, they have planned to kill themselves. So they are writing their suicide note, which is essentially turning into their memoirs. So you get the whole backstory as they're writing the suicide note. Very, very interesting. Really stuck with me. It's not one of those like the next one I read where it was just like, oh my god, I love this book. But I enjoyed it. The next one I did was Station 11. That was excellent.
Is that by Kristen Hanna?
No, it's by Emily's
St. John's?
St. John's something.
Okay.
There's a third. She's got 3 names.
Okay.
I got that as a physical book for Christmas one year. The year it came out where it was, it was on all the bestsellers because I got the hardcover and it was on my list because everybody was raving about it. And then I thought it was something else and I read that it was science fiction, so it kind of turned me off it, so I never actually read it. And then it became available in Libby and I thought, all right, I'll give it a try, see what all the fuss is about. Oh my God, I love this book.
She sent me something that said, whenever you are done, get this book. And I said, okay. I was thinking of going, and I just get back in capital letters now.
I want to talk to you about it.
I need to get it. After I'm done this one, I am going to get it so that we can chat about it. But
Very well narrated. It's an excellent, excellent book.
Station 11.
Highly recommend it.
Okay.
And I mean, it was one of those things where actually, like to David Baldacci for you, it's like, I'm going to go dye yarn now so I can listen to my book.
Oh, I don't need that.
I'm going to the garage now.
I'm going to go sit and knit and listen
Right.
to my book at the same time. So, okay. All right. Okay, so now we are done everything.
I was going to say, we're done all the books that we're not talking about in this episode.
So we are going to talk about The Night Circus. So if you have not read The Night Circus and you are going to read it and you don't want to be...
we're not going to get very spoilery,
but we are going to talk about it.
But we are going to talk about it.
So if you don't want to listen to that or come back and watch it later, we totally understand.
It's a book best taken in.
Yeah.
Jake and Ray, this is a different format than we have done for our book clubs, but since we're collaborating with Jake and Ray, they put out this weekend. There's just the two of them talking about the first 4 chapters with Ray asking questions, which I thought was so neat and so interesting to watch, especially if you're new to the podcast. And if you're a returning viewer, you're probably sick of this by now. I love this book very, very much.
Best book ever
I hold this book very close to my heart. It's the kind of thing where, if you say something bad about the book, I'll try and forgive you.
We walked into a bookstore the other day, and the first thing that I saw on the shelf, I'm like, okay, we can stay, because they have the Night Circus front and center.
So, and I love to see other people, as they read it for the first time and their take on it for the first time. So, go watch Jake and Ray. It's Dog Star Knits Makecast, I think is what their official name. Because Jake is reading for the first time. Ray has read it before. So.
And he also
and she's
is coming
trying very
at it
hard to keep a straight face, keep a stone face, poker face while he's making his predictions.
Also, he's coming at it from a completely different point of view because he's male.
Right, and so it was a very interesting take.
And also,
he's a more
practical.
I think he's more realist,
Grounded.
and he's not falling into the romance right away.
Right.
He's just like
So anyway,
whereas I'm a romantic. And I was just like, you found my book.
No. This is one of the ones we got for the book club.
I've lost my book.
We will find it. It's here somewhere. It's probably right there in that.
No, I looked in there.
You did. All right, we'll find it. It's okay.
I've lost
And if
my
not,
book.
it's all right, because you know what? We have a bookstore near us who has it. So, The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern. We got onto this. We both went to Smith College. Helen got a note from the Alumni Association or something that it was
This book is being published.
It's a Smith
Check her
alum. You know, check her out.
So I was intrigued by the title. So I went to Amazon to check it out. And this is
how it
yeah,
starts.
maybe I was going to read, because that's all I needed was the first line.
The circus arrives without warning.
Done.
There you go. No announcements precede it, no paper notices on downtown posts and billboards, no mentions or advertisements in local newspapers. It is simply there when yesterday it was not. The towering tents are striped in white and black, no golds and crimsons to be seen. No color at all, save for the neighboring trees and the grass of the surrounding fields. Black and white stripes on gray sky, countless tents of varying shapes and sizes, with an elaborate wrought iron fence encasing them in a colorless void. Even what little ground is visible from outside is black or white, painted or powdered, or treated with some other circus stroke. But it is not open for business, not just yet. That's how it starts.
Go buy the book.
It's such a good book.
And if you don't want to buy the book, listen to the book, because Jim Dale narrates it. And having read it several times, we then listened to it, the audiobook, and just got totally
Completely different.
because there were just inflections
Experience.
that you just kind of
Yeah.
you don't put in yourself. So
It was wonderful. So what we did was we
and I'm
watched.
trying not to completely oversell the book so that people get like, I don't understand
Forrest
what all
Gump,
the
yeah.
what all the fuss was about.
So what we did was
I
we watched
apologize if I did that to you.
Dog Star, and we have raised questions. So what we thought was we would answer them. Now, we are going to try very, very hard not to let anything out. However, we come at this from having read it several times so that we know what happens.
Right.
So that it gives you kind of a different take on it. I do remember some things, my first reaction to some things, and
Yeah, and her questions, I thought, I can answer them. I can remember how I felt the first time
right.
I ran into it, so that
Okay, so here we go. Ready? So what did you think of the opening scene?
well, I think we just go. So.
All I could think was, why is it not coming to me? I really want to go.
I want the circus.
I want the circus to come to me. And this was before I knew anything about it. I want the circus to come to me
Right.
because it's magic. You know it's magic.
Well, it's like Hogwarts.
Yes.
I want my owl with my acceptance letter to Hogwarts. Sort of like I want to look through the mist. There are times, especially here on the island, where you get the mist and it's either the mist is going to clear and I'm in Brigadoon, or the mist is going to clear and the circus is there.
Right.
So,
I'm still waiting.
did I mention I'm a romantic?
Okay, what are your impressions of Prospero?
Okay, well, he's just a hateful person. So.
Prospero is one of the characters. His name is Hector Bowen.
He's very self-centered.
He is known as Prospero the Entertainer.
He's just totally wrapped up in himself.
Yes.
It's just that's you run into them all your life. They're completely self-centered. Here you have a child. Okay, that's boring until she gets interesting.
I believe he is a performer, so that when he's on stage, he's on, and when he is off stage, he is not. And not that he becomes a normal person, because I don't think he can ever be a normal person. I think there's always an aura around him that he maintains. However, whatever pleasantness he reserves for on stage gets turned off.
Yeah.
And he becomes almost, I don't want to say a machine, because he's not a machine. And that's not right, because I don't want to, it's just he becomes
I think he becomes
a
self-serving.
very self-centered human being.
And it's all, any situation, you just get the impression of him in the first couple chapters of how can I change the situation to benefit me?
Oh yes, I think it always
It is
revolves.
always, the world revolves around him.
Yes, and everybody is there
And
to
he
serve
is
him.
condescending because he is,
The center of the universe.
He's got this gift that nobody else has, so that he looks down on
Yeah.
us normals. So
Yes, us muggles. What about the man in the gray suit?
he is also not the most likable person just
No.
yet. However, he's cold.
And clinical.
I don't think of him as, Prospero. It's all about me. The man in the gray suit, it's just clinical.
Yeah.
It's, cut through the crap. This is the way it is, and no emotion.
No. And no empathy or sympathy for anybody
He
around.
shows a little bit with her,
Tiny little bit.
just a tiny little. But I mean, there's just that little spark when he first meets her, where you see that with Prospero you don't see any redemption yet. Where with him you just see a little that there might be just a little bit.
The thing that they are doing is there's competition between the gray man, the man in the gray suit, and Prospero. And they have their champions that they use for this competition. And what bothered me about both of them is anybody that might get hurt is collateral damage.
They're just humans.
They are just humans. There is nothing, no empathy for anybody else.
Right. Including
It's just-
the champions.
Including the champions. And so, okay. What was your first impression of the game?
Intrigue.
Yeah.
I wanted more because she only gives you. She doles it out very carefully.
Yeah. So you don't
so
know.
that I was just like, wait, because you're going back and forth a little bit in time
Yes.
with the chapters.
And it's not even back and forth where you're going like forward to the present and then to the past where it's a one period in the past. You are going all over in
Right.
time.
And if that's a format that bothers you, it might take you a little bit of time to get into it because you just gotta. And then it starts to flow for you.
Yeah, because we do have some friends who started reading it and it did.
Turn them off completely.
Right, and then they got onto it. They forced themselves through and actually really liked the book in the end.
So that first you have to you're with Bailey and then you're with Celia and then you're with Marco and it's like, okay, where, and then you're like, oh, okay, wait, that's important, and you're piecing it all together for yourself so that until you know for sure, you're just kind of
Yeah.
so intrigue.
Yeah.
Very intrigued.
Yes.
And not annoyed because I loved the way she did it. Even as I was reading it for the first time, I was like, "Oh wait, give me more!" But I love the suspense of
Right.
finding it in little pieces.
Oh yeah, no, definitely. I'm trying to remember what my first impressions of the game were, and
I know I was wrong a lot of the time.
yeah, oh yeah, no, I don't think I was ever right.
I mean, I had an overall sense of what the setting was, but
And what was going to happen.
I had no idea.
And you knew who the champions
outcome.
were because within the first four chapters, you realize that Celia is Prospero's daughter, Hector Bowen's daughter, and she is his champion. And Marco is chosen by the man in the gray suit. And
About to run out.
oh, okay, that will be his champion. Okay.
We'll be right back.
And two.
And we're back. And Drew's been placed in the corner.
I yelled at her that she needed to stop, and now she's in the corner. She put herself in the corner. Oh my god! All right, your thoughts on the Celia and Marco as children?
Empathy.
I felt so sorry for Celia.
You feel sorry for
Growing
him
up.
too.
Yeah, but growing up in a place where you're dragged around from place to place, and you're pulled out to be something on display, a performing seal whenever he needs you to do something, and then shoved back into a corner basically.
And just, do it until it's right.
Yeah.
You just sit there and you do it till it's right. And there is absolutely no empathy.
No.
So that it's just,
It
you feel so far, and Marco is so isolated
Yeah.
because the man in the gray suit pulls him out of the orphanage and then just sticks him off on his own.
Well,
With his books.
he has a room in the man in the gray suit's name is, he chooses Alexander. So he's in his apartment to begin with.
Right,
So
but,
that,
I mean,
but
he
he
comes
is
and
left
goes.
alone
Yeah.
to learn from books.
Um,
And it was very, very interesting, the different takes on how they teach, because Marco is working with books and Celia is being made to do things.
and you know what it is? It's the two personalities. Marco's going at it in a very clinical way.
Yeah.
You know, you cannot learn, you can't practice magic until you learn everything you need to know about magic.
Sort of like Dolores Umbridge.
Yes. And Celia is just, you know,
Hands on.
you should know how to do this. Why don't you know how to do this yet? So,
It was a difficult upbringing.
Yes.
Okay, so them as adults.
I love both of them.
I know, I really, really, really do. Really loved. I liked the characters in this book other than the original two.
Yeah.
The Man in the Gray Suit and Hector. Do not like them at all. Everybody else in this book I think I loved.
Yeah.
I really loved them all.
Her characters are, because even in drawing up characters that you hate, that is excellent character development.
Oh yeah, Erin Morgenstern is a wonderful person to read. If you can find her blog, she had a blog, I'm not sure if she pulled it down or not, but she would do Fridays where she would just
Writing
read.
exercises.
Oh, she would write like 10 sentences. Her friend would take a picture or draw a picture and give it to her, and then she would write 10 sentences about it, and you just got to the point where you read the 10 sentences and you were just like, okay, where's the rest of it? Because you get
Also,
sucked in.
You know, stop being happy and married and go write your book.
Yeah, because she's got another book coming.
This
Not
is
a
this
sequel
is her
to
only
this.
book.
Another book, and I love her writing style. All right, so I wanted to just check something really quickly because we are basically going on our
Memory.
and the first 4 chapters. Do you see Celia as an adult?
I think you must, because you're seeing Marco as an adult.
I know, but do you see Celia as an adult yet? I don't know whether you see her or not. I'm not sure that you get to see her as an adult yet,
Okay.
so I'm not sure. Okay.
That's it.
That's it.
Okay.
I know that they were talking about Marco losing his...
I think that was part of him being in the adult.
Right.
He loses his journal.
And Jake had a take on it that somebody picked his pocket. And I never got that. I never thought that.
That it was totally orchestrated, and I still disagree with him on that.
I did not get that at all.
No.
I did not think that at all. I thought it was completely by chance.
And I still believe it's a chance encounter.
And I think it's all part of the magic that surrounds this entire world, is that he met Isabel by chance.
Yeah.
And I think she just happened to pick it up. It may be that she picked his pocket, but I don't think so.
Yeah.
I never had that. In all my readings, that never occurred to me. So, what?
The cardinal was sitting on the eave of the roof.
Of our roof? Is he
It
really?
was just right there. It was a baby.
We get totally sidetracked by birds. It's terrible.
I heard it cheeping, and I know the sound of a cardinal.
Ah, okay. So that they did the first 4 chapters. Next Friday they are going to do chapters 5 through 15. So I am going to brush up more on chapters 5 through 15 so that I have a better chance of being able to answer their questions.
Without, because you ask the questions, and I start to say, I'm like, no, can't say that. I'm not sure about that.
Right. You have to have an idea of what you can let out, because we
Right.
don't want to release anything ahead of time. Because it's a really good book and it should be experienced, and you all should go out and get a copy of it and read it right now. Yeah, that's my say. All right, I think that's it.
And if you hate it,
Don't tell us.
that's your right. You can totally hate it.
Please don't tell us.
Yeah.
Because everybody should love this book.
So,
All right. We are off to Walmart. And the post office.
we get to drive in the air-conditioned car, so there's that.
Off to Walmart and the post office. And then we're coming back on sewing bags. Oh, very, very quickly. Okay. Coming up.
Lancaster.
Yes. August 16th through 18th, we will be in Lancaster, Pennsylvania at the Lancaster Fiber Festival. We have upgraded to a larger booth, and they got in touch with us and asked if they could move us down one because somebody wants to expand theirs. And we said, okay. And it turns out we're going to be in a corner booth, so that's absolutely freaking awesome.
Yeah.
We love that. So we are going to be there for the 16th through the 18th. Then September 8th and 9th, we will be in Ringo's, New Jersey at the New Jersey Sheep and Wool Festival on September
Well, we can parcel those out as we go. It seems
15th.
like
Yeah, well,
we're
I'm going to
always
do it
rattling
anyway.
off.
September 15th, we're going to be at the Catskills Fiber Festival in Bethel, New York. September 22nd, we are going to be at Bella Filati in
no.
North Carolina.
We're gonna be in North Carolina.
We're going to be in North Carolina. Bella Filati. We're going to be there. The 29th, we are going to be back in Bethel, New York at the Catskills for the America's Makers.
In the making.
Oh, that's what we wanted to say. If you have not watched
Wait. December 22nd, we're going to be at Nitty City in New York.
There you go. December 22nd, we're going to be in Nitty City in New York. And we are getting together with Paige for the Framer from Frame of Fiber. And we are going to be there at some point. And we are going to turn it into something more than just a trunk show. It is going to be something really fun that you're going to want to keep an eye out. But I think that's November.
Yeah, we have to get in. Paige, answer my Instagram.
We are going to get together with her and plan that, but it's going to be something really fun. Okay, and then the 22nd of December, we will be in New York City at Nitty City.
Opera Saturday, trunk show.
Yeah. Woo, woo. Okay,
Making it.
Making It. If you haven't seen this, you have to watch it. It's so much fun.
Yeah.
So much fun. Nick Offerman, Amy Poehler are the hosts.
Tuesday nights, NBC.
And it's just all different people making things with all different things.
And it's very much totally taken from the Great British Baking Show. They've got the tent. They're in the tent on a great piece of land. And like the Great British Bake Off, the contestants are all really nice to each other.
and help each other.
And help each other out.
And I love the fact
it's just all a very nurturing, fun.
And I love the fact that you have woodworkers and you have paper workers and you
Right.
have fiber workers and there's a felter and
And
there's
it's, here's your idea, take your genre and do
right. Like they had to do an offbeat kind of photo album. Use your particular medium and make a photo album.
Yeah.
That's not a book with pages. And it was fascinating. It was absolutely fascinating what they did with it.
And it makes you want to do
And
it.
they had to make a quilt using their particular forms of creativity. So cool. So cool. So Making It, NBC. We want to put, I know that other podcasters have mentioned it.
Well, we are putting in our
Yeah.
2 cents.
Loved it. Absolutely loved it. Okay, that is it, right?
Yep.
That is it. We are going to go because we have things to do and we have bags to make. That's what I was getting to. We have lots of bags to make. So, everybody have a wonderful week. Go forth and knit. One more thing.
Book club's going out this week. Also, the August
Yarn of the Month
is going out this week. I have dyed a couple extra skeins, so if you did not get it yet, go and buy it now.
Okay.
So.
Yes, that is going out tomorrow. And it is based on Monet's water lilies, and you can just imagine. It is gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. So, okay.
I think we're good.
Really this time, we're going. Have a wonderful week, everybody.
Go forth and knit, everyone. Stay cool.
Yeah, bye.